This meeting is being recorded, and the recording does not constitute the official record of this meeting. All documents from the meeting are available on the school board page of the district website. Call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Any revisions in that red truck?
Oh,
I think that's taxable truck, yeah, that is.
No.
Visions. Yes. Public comment. We talked about that, but I think we're doing that in May.
I'll hit it in my report. I reached out to Betsy.
Okay, perfect. Taking approval for the minutes, please.
I motion to approve the minutes as from March 10th.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Betsy.
Any opposed? Passing unanimously. Move on to reports, or let Barbara come on in. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, hello.
You didn't miss really anything, so
I missed the pledge.
you did, you said you did, you'd like.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
We're just on to basically demonstrate. I wanted to start this report with some really, really good news and really good kind of kudos to our system in general. So every year in the spring, our juniors sit the ACTs test. And you'll remember, like, there have been a number of times in the past we've had the highest scores in the state. We're always well above the state average, and generally we're second or third to Bozeman High School or Whitefish High School. And I just wanted to show you the difference. We just got the scores today from the test that was sat, I think, 3 weeks ago. And so I just put the data in there, and in parentheses is the net score difference in each of those different categories. Those are really, really good averages.
Yeah.
They are, they're much better than they were years ago.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Yeah, you can look and see where kind of they were just from a year ago too.
Was that what that difference?
Yeah, that's what's shown in the parentheses is the actual point difference in each category. That's a really big
Pretty
deal.
sizable.
What's the score range, Dustin?
36 is the highest and 0 is the lowest.
And 18 is what?
Okay.
18 would probably be state average.
Yeah.
We'll bring that up. We'll bring all that data once they publish it for the state.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, the reading score 25 average, that's
Really good.
amazing.
Yeah. Everything is.
Everything, science up 2.5 points, math up almost 3 points. You know, I mean, 22, almost a 23 composite.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we look at it and we looked through it with Dr. Mitchum today, kind of on a kid basis, and obviously I'm not going to share the kids' individual data with you. But all but 4 of our kids would qualify for the Montana University System Best and Brightest, which is $4,000 a
Yeah.
year. I mean, that's 50% off their tuition.
That's amazing.
Right, just based on that ACT score.
Yeah, that's great.
So I just really want to get that on the record that this really, really is a big deal for the students and faculty and a
Yeah.
testament to the programming, the teaching and learning that we're doing every day here in the school. So,
No, thank you
congrats
to
for that
everybody.
whole
That's
crew.
fantastic for, yeah.
and as we look at the kind of classes of kids, we anticipate that staying level and even increasing some more. And as the programming starts to, get refined too. And then enrollment, starting next month, we'll be on to anticipated enrollment. I just put in the last 3 years, or this year, and then the last 2 years. I mean, you can see we're down 50 from a year ago. At this time, the initial report that I sent out to you for the superintendent's report, I had a math error. Surprisingly, Corky didn't pick me up on it for some minutes that went out, but I picked it up myself. So yeah, we're at 344. I think, again, we've had a lot of people coming in and talking to us and different things, so we'll see kind of where we get. And as we start to unfold the budget with the budget committee over the course of the next 6 weeks, we'll be talking about how the budget and the staffing pattern is going to start to change reflective of of the enrollment there. That's kind of where we're at.
That's what it's gonna be.
And then tech, and I'll welcome Betsy at any time too. I'm bringing this up as trustee Biggerstaff mentioned it. And possibly maybe hearing some things in the community about some struggles and challenges that some of our students are having with some tech things. And I just want to provide some context for that and how we're gonna move forward. We do have some issues with kids accessing inappropriate stuff with our devices or with their own devices, and the kids are in front of us on a lot of this stuff, maybe not in front of Andrew, but certainly in front of us as teachers. And educators, like, we didn't know you could access super duper inappropriate films and stories on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just ahead of me.
I would never.
We need to spend more time on the internet.
Yeah.
It's all the World Wide Web.
So as we kind of now are looking back to look forward. Our one-to-one program has been, the first iteration it was all our devices, K through 12. And then kind of Andrew and I were talking about it before the meeting, the bring your own device was kind of a catalyst, that COVID was a catalyst for that.
Right.
So, and then it just became, we just had an open network, just like walking into Starbucks and open network.
Yeah.
So we're seeing some different things where we don't have as much probably control over what the kids do as we would like to have. So we'll be coming in May, tech department admin, and then Betsy has volunteered to also work with us with a really good proposal where we can get back to devices that are under our control.
Right.
Which will be more control and then giving more opportunity for kids to use a better device, and it won't be, we'll bring the numbers because it won't be significantly higher than what we've been spending anyway. Just because there's a better product on the market now.
Yeah.
And again, Betsy, feel free to jump in anytime you'd like, with what you've been hearing, and we will take any questions or conversation around this as well.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. I just think that we the policy we implemented this fall was great, but we kind of missed the mark a little bit with not including the home computers because what the kids are able to access and do with those at school. So I think it would just be, after this first year, a good idea to revisit that and see what's working and what's not.
Yeah, I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense compared to where we started, especially in, like you said, there's better devices out there and things we can do and stay back on that same page we were.
Yeah, and so it's really two-sided, right? Because the kids are able to access very, very inappropriate stuff. But then some kids, or 20% of them, let's say 30% of them, bring their own device. They can access everything as if they had their phone.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what Betsy's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can I ask Dustin, you said the network is open for all. I mean, I recognize the network's available. Is it not regulated at the, I don't know, Andrew, I mean, he's the wrong word, but like at the firewall side?
It's still highly filtered.
Okay.
Yeah, even when they bring in their home devices, but the thing with the home devices is it allows them to install software like VPNs,
Okay.
which we play whack-a-mole with, but I mean, they can get
My
around.
VPN doesn't work, I've tried it.
Is that?
My VPN.
Your VPN doesn't, we've gotten here, it's thousands of them, and they come up with new ones every day, so it's just this constant battle, and if we control all the devices that are, connecting to our network, then we can really.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm
They're
curious about.
appropriate.
And there's a better product.
And that was it too. We couldn't afford in the past to deliver the high quality solutions that everybody wanted in the high school. But with this new, I don't know if you've read about it, Apple, came out with a new MacBook that is
Yeah,
priced
that's-
very competitively for education, and it's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah. And then that's-
What about going this direction? Will that help us with all of the AI assists or not?
Yeah, we'll be able to control just every bit of access and what the computers can do. So then that becomes an admin policy decision to make, but we'll be able to follow whatever the policies are to a T once we control all the devices.
Does that have to be a policy that comes?
Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah, like the writing. I mean, I talk about walking.
Yeah,
I'm sure I know the teachers are playing that
Yeah,
constantly.
I would just say, so we have policy right now around, there's obviously the acceptable use of technology. And then the BYOD it's in the handbook, so it's really policy, because that
Right,
is
okay.
board approved, that there is a bring your own device for this particular age group. What you're talking about is more, I wouldn't call it an instructional policy, but it's more based in instruction than tech probably. And that's what I think there's a group
By
of,
tech, wouldn't it?
well, there's a group of teachers that are working on AI acceptable use and things like that.
So that
we'll
policy, we're gonna see.
You'll see, yes.
And you're still able to keep really good hands on that and notice when people are using AI or papers or whatever.
Well, we have software that detects it,
Yeah.
but then there's also software that un-AIs your work. I mean, it's really,
It's very challenging.
there are so many challenges, but I feel like we know our kids well and we
Right.
know their voice well. And that really helps us with identifying writing
Yeah.
that is sophisticated.
And again, right, there are very few schools, I was just at a conference 2 weeks ago, there are some schools who are just going, very few schools are just going, whatever. But everybody's trying to figure it out of, here's acceptable uses, here's aren't acceptable uses. And that's what we hope that will come out of this faculty group.
Yeah.
And then the training around this. I mean, our former principal, Alex Ives, is training significantly around uses of AI in schools.
What do you hear about going oral exam route? Is that something you guys are, I know that's what some schools are
I mean,
doing.
the IB kids do oral exams.
Well, just whenever possible because that is began to AI around,
Yeah, I think those, as soon as we kind of get.
I know, I've
rough
seen
draft,
some
those can all
schools
be,
doing
Yeah,
those can all be conversations.
there's certainly a move to paper and pencil for assessment as much as possible,
paper and pencil. Or,
Yeah. right? And if you're monitoring a classroom, nothing's coming into the room.
Then you need AI to read the handwriting.
Yeah. Maybe catch up on that again.
So
They
that's
don't know
all.
how to write cursive, so it's fine.
Yeah. Great, any questions on that? Yep. Move on to Dr. Mitchell, please.
So we have some celebrations that I'll be sharing. So we had our Ivy Art Show right before spring break. I don't know if any of you guys got to see it, but it's pretty exceptional work. It's just, I can't believe what our 12th graders are able to produce when they were leaving. And then we will also have our high school art show May 6th. So you guys are all invited to the lawn pack for that. We've sent out our spring exam schedule.
I have a school board meeting right now. You're good.
And that's okay. And we're in our final weeks of intensive preparation for IB exams and senior exams. And then next Monday as well, we have our Big Sky Futures group will host our annual job fair for our students. And then I'm going to read off, not a completely comprehensive list, but a list of the college acceptances for the class of 2027 and 26. I jumped ahead of this. Air Force Academy, Bowdoin, Bucknell University, Chapman University, Colorado College, Colorado State, College of Charleston, Dartmouth, Denison University, Elon University, Fordham University, Georgetown University, Hamilton, Knox College, Lewis and Clark, Lewis University, Michigan, Middlebury College, Montana State, Montana Tech, Northern Montana, NYU, Oregon State, Portland State, UC San Diego, UC Riverside, University of Colorado Boulder, University of Connecticut, University of Denver, University of Montana, University of Nevada, University of Puget Sound, University of Vermont, Western Washington, Willamette, and Xavier University. So we're really proud of what our kids have accomplished in this class. And on top of that, we have 6 seniors tomorrow with our college signing day for college athletics. And that's the most we've ever had out of a class graduating from Lone Peak. And we have one more on the way. So we're going to have 7 in total of a class, almost a third of a class.
Yeah.
How big is that class?
26.
Yeah.
2 football players.
Yeah.
2 football players, 2 D1 signs. It's
Yeah.
still,
2
Pretty
football
amazing.
players, and what are the other sports?
they are Nordic, soccer, golf.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. So they're pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So anyway, I also want to just give a shout out to the theater production that was put on before spring break. I don't know if you guys got to see How to Survive a Shakespeare Play, but it was absolutely hilarious. I love seeing James Wilson die about 10 times in the final scene. It was really cute. So we appreciated making that happen. And then we've got prom next weekend at Lone Mountain Ranch, and they've been really generous and supportive of us. We held a blood drive before spring break. And then for professional development, We're on our year-end transition, getting ready to close out the year and prepare for next year, and then teacher evaluations are done. That's it.
Hard to believe it's wrapping up.
I know.
Yeah, it's scary. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Dr. Mitchell, move on to elementary.
Let's turn back to fall.
What do you got?
I can go first. We had CPI training that Matt Doherty hosted for our staff on our PIR day, which is really great, like de-escalation techniques and well, actually a lot of classroom management. The pie auction happened, so big thank you to PTO. They raised $220,000 for our school and programming. We hosted autism awareness day before spring break, which was all of our students dressed up in blue, and it was just a day to have like inclusive activities and thought around that, and that was spearheaded by Emily, one of our aides, which was really great. Just welcomed Miss Bremer back from maternity leave, and she's excited actually to be back in the building and have a sense of routine for herself again. And we only have 37 days of school, so we are on the fast forward.
Yeah.
Trying to get it all done.
Thank you, guys. Questions? Oh. Okay. Activities you think?
Yeah. Spring sports are in full swing. There was 36 kids gone this afternoon.
I was gonna say,
Sports, it was not participating.
Yeah. No. No, couldn't make it to town quite yet today, so. Great, okay, business manager's report, Libby.
Okay, April payrolls and liabilities are complete, which means we have 4 full payrolls left in the year. Including all the certified teachers. Looking towards next year, we're starting our meetings and actually we'll finalize things tomorrow with Gina and Rocky Mountain Insurance for our insurance choices. And they look pretty good. It's only about a 3.3% increase. We'll stick with our current provider, so that's good. Easy transition. Pending board approval of the CBA number 3. We'll be able to get certified contracts out by the end of the week. And then teachers have 20 days to get them back to us. And then we'll be able to look forward a little more towards next year. And we'll begin classified renewals next month. And on the election front, the ballots should be out soon and we'll be able to canvass the election next meeting.
And that's a Thursday, remember? The next one's on a Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
14th of May. Right, okay. Great, any questions? Thanks, Libby. Let's see, guess we'll touch on our one committee report later on, so we'll move on to discussion and action. I'll set the motion there, please.
I move to approve the Bridger Care lessons as presented.
Second.
After being tabled for 3 executive board meetings, they're in
Quite a bit of detail in this.
Yeah.
Let me say.
Yeah.
They'll go to the middle school, high school. We share it with parents and give them the option to opt out.
I wanted to opt out.
Great, yeah, I'm pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Seems like so. Any questions? Okay. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Hi,
opposed?
Betsy.
Passed unanimously.
I move to approve the student teaching candidate for fall 2026.
Second.
Yeah, so her information's in the packet, Ellen Olson, Montana State University. We've had really good luck these past,
Really good.
5 years with our student teachers. Ellen looks like a great candidate and she's gonna work with Karen Schreiber and John Hannes because PE is K-12.
Nice.
Questions? Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passed unanimously.
I move to approve the collective bargaining agreement for the 26 through 28 school year as presented.
And I second that motion.
So this is in your packet too, Danielle and Betsy were the members of that. We concluded negotiations with the Big Sky Professional Teachers Association I mean, as in most years, the biggest changes are to the salary matrix and the increases are as listed here. Fiscal year 27, all certified staff will receive a flat rate of $1,100 and the matrix will get a 1.5% increase. That's an average of 6.1% for certified staff across the board, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And in fiscal year 28, all staff receive $550 and the matrix goes 6%. She didn't agree. And then, so next year, that's an average of 4%, so that's 10.1% of 2 years. Neither association or committee members, right, we didn't have any big language changes around working conditions or anything like that, just some small cleanup stuff. So what you see in the package is kind of where it's gonna land. After the budget committee meeting we had way back in February or March, we had certain numbers that we wanted to hit. As far as what aggregates we would have for outgo for this and the following year, and we were able to get there. So all in all, a really successful negotiations.
Good. Anything to add, Danielle or Betsy?
No, they've been very
Not for me.
Okay, great. Other questions? Anyone? Well, thank you guys for all your work on that. I know that's always kind of a tight situation, so we appreciate that and hope that everyone's happy with that. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, Betsy.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. It looks like that. Our next is just informational.
Yeah, just informational
Resignations.
certified staff resignations along with policy 5251. So I formally accepted all the resignations you can see in there, kind of
Yeah.
what's going on with people, where they're going.
Yeah, it's like everybody's moving out, huh? For the
Well,
most part.
All but one.
Yeah.
so how many of those have to be replaced as you look at low? All of them? Or,
I'm gonna say right now 2. Possibly 3, depending on numbers.
So when we start looking at it.
3 will be the maximum.
Yeah,
okay.
all right, move on to action 5, please.
I move to approve the certified staff renewals as presented.
Second,
So those are in the packet. I'm just trying to get to them right now. Bear with me. So we have, I think, 4 folks becoming tenured this year.
Yeah.
And 3 non-tenured for renewal.
Questions on that? Any discussion? Okay, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? That's unanimously.
I move to approve Ashley Jenks' maternity leave without pay for August 18th, 2026 through February 1st, 2027.
Anything we need to know about that?
I mean, Ashley is.
Right. Yeah. Good for her.
She's gonna be having a baby.
Looks good, yeah. Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Pass unanimously.
she's librarian now, yeah.
Yeah.
She is a librarian.
So do we have an assistant in there?
So we're gonna meet with Ashley tomorrow or this week. So this will be the second time she's had a maternity leave in the library role.
Yeah.
And we've got some ideas about people to reach out to
Start the
help
year out.
cover that and start the year out.
I know a librarian.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, you have a library certificate. That's good.
I bet. She does.
I heard we talked about
Put
it.
that on the list.
Yeah.
That's the second person that's certified. We're gonna reach out
Runs it
to.
up several times now.
We can be really flexible.
I might be ready for that. Next item, I move to open discussion, oh wait, do we?
No, go ahead.
I move to open discussion of the safety and security manager position for the 2026 through 2027 school year.
Second.
Second.
So Matt has indicated he isn't intending to renew his contract. He did it formally with me today, and I'll put that in the next packet. So I just want to have a conversation regarding kind of the filling his position. If we rewind, what was it, 3.5 years ago? Or 3 years ago, right, there was private funding lined up for this position that's since dried up. And it was relatively contentious over the course of a couple board meetings.
Yes.
And I think one of the reasons the position was so successful was because it was Matt.
Right, agreed.
That couldn't have just been, you know,
Anybody off.
somebody off the
Exactly.
street. So I think as we were moving down the road of, you know, like Barbara asked about, you know, how many teachers are we gonna, how many of them need to be replaced?
Yeah,
You know, certainly we could replace them all, but given the
Given the
conversations we
situation.
had earlier.
Yeah.
You know,
this is falling under that same.
this is probably falling
as
under
well.
that same category. And one thing I'll say that was a great outcome of Matt being in this position is our SRO is a lot more engaged in our school now than they've probably ever been. So, you know, that's 3 days a week.
Yeah, that is nice.
2 days every other week or every third week. So, and he's very active. He coaches our kids in track, you know, he does a lot
Yeah.
with us. So, you know, I don't know that we need to necessarily, unless we do it at the next meeting, have a vote on replacing this position or not. We certainly can.
Well, if your recommendation is what it sounds like, which is not,
Yeah,
then I think that I don't know what the protocol is, but wouldn't you have to bring that position? It's not automatic.
right. It's not.
So,
Saying we'd have-
so you have to bring it to us to approve rather than to replace.
Right.
So I don't have any problem with, I agree. Matt knew the kids, knows the parents. Sometimes he thinks he knows the parents. Remember that, Matt?
It's called driving behavior.
That wasn't me. Texted me because there's so many outings. It was hilarious. I'm sitting in Gateway and I get this, Barbara, you've got to slow down. And I'm like, I am not listening. It's another girl who looks like me driving an identical car.
It was probably Jack, wasn't it?
Anyway, sorry, Matt, but it was funny. It was funny.
Well, and I guess
So he most of the time knows.
yeah, I would add
Sometimes
this.
he thinks he knows.
It's been very, very, very helpful. And we
It
have a lot
has.
of structures and systems and trainings in place. And, you know, if Matt weren't moving to something different, then I would be sitting here having a different conversation
Right.
about where could we go and scrape up the money for this
Right.
particular position.
Yeah.
So,
I
Agreed,
agree,
yeah.
and I think we have to keep looking across like that, because it's easier when someone leaves to not extend, like I had to say, you know, like when we tenure people now, you know, we're committing and we don't know what the future is. And we can still lay off tenured people, I suppose, if it gets to the point we don't have it, but better it's easier on everyone if someone goes.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
yeah.
I would like maybe to hear if Matt has any, not right now.
Yeah.
But if you had
Before you
any recommendations about places where, you know, where we might need something, or if we, you know, just direct your
As we move forward with that
knowledge
idea in
to
mind.
what we might need to look out for.
yeah, that's a good point, Matt. That could be something I think you could work on and put into writing, like here are kind of the key things that
Right.
kind of lay it out,
Yeah,
like,
like-
you know,
Well,
lay it out for
maybe
somebody,
it's-
even
yeah.
if, as if we were gonna replace you, like, lay out here,
Right,
here's
here's
kind of
what's-
how,
yeah.
here's the scope and sequence of the job.
Exactly.
Yeah, some of
Here.
those things could be taken on by other people that are already here. And so that would be awesome to have, and suggestions on gaps. I think exit interviews, as I've said before, are always good to find out
Yeah.
things.
That's fine.
And congratulations on more people in sort of law enforcement in your family. Well, she's in the military. Annalise, he's still staring at me. He's like, I'm thrown by the whole thing.
Well, not that you're done yet, but on my behalf, I at least want to give you a huge thanks, Matt. for
Yes.
Everything you've done and stepping into that role and taking that by the horns, and it's been great. So you bring a lot of just calm presence
That is true.
to this
Mhm.
area.
Thank
So
you, Matt.
Thank you so much.
Sorry to tease you.
Don't tease me.
No, I'm not. It's funny.
Okay, any other discussion there? Okay. Call for a vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? That's unanimous.
What did you pass? That we're not.
Yeah, maybe
that
we
was
just.
just-
oh,
There wasn't,
sorry,
yeah, right, yeah.
I
that's what
started
you
saying,
passed.
like, no, we don't.
Well, we
just
just-
open,
Go now.
open discussion.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing else everybody's thinking that was.
All right.
Then we just talk about our
No,
housing.
Yeah,
infrastructure.
it's tabled. I was hopeful to have more prices for comparative bids, but we don't, so.
Yeah.
We've got a 2-week time period now, it's in the newspaper to call for public prices.
Okay,
Once we get those, then I'll just call a special meeting, we'll have to be online.
Yeah.
Because I would like to get these people under contract, so it's for the foundation, the dirt work,
Yeah.
a lot of other stuff. And we really shouldn't chop it into 5 different contracts and approve
No.
them because they're less than the $80,000 threshold, because it's one company.
is this messing up our time frame?
It shouldn't.
It should, okay. That's good. Great. Yeah, it'd be nice to just have that still going and
I think-
we can just
We're,
keep full rolling.
we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're moving along really, really well with it. I mean, I imagine it's always gonna be at least 1 to 2 weeks late.
Yeah.
But that would be good.
That's just how it
They're
goes.
shooting for like a late July.
Yeah.
Occupancy, so.
That's awesome. Okay. Great. Any other questions there? Yeah. Move on to the consent agenda, please.
I don't understand that. There is nothing under.
Just warrants and payables.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, you just don't pass it.
Okay, so I move to pass the consent agenda as presented.
A second it.
Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, Betsy.
Opposed? Passed unanimously. Okay, so like Dustin mentioned, our next meeting is gonna be a Thursday. And that will be election results, trustees, regroup at the board, all that good stuff we always do.
County superintendent.
County superintendent will be here, yep. Swearing in, so. Great, anything else? Third. Thanks, everybody.